Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ruth and I am a certified hypnobirthing instructor and very busy mum of 3. This is my channel, Flora Lily Birth School. I help parents to prepare for a much calmer and positive experience of birth. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 5 hypnobirthing techniques that I feel are really important that mothers should be using every single day from about 30 weeks minimum to help them prepare for their birth. These 5 techniques will help you to feel more confident, more empowered, but they also help you to prepare mentally and physically for the biggest event of your life. So before I dive in, if you want to approach your birth feeling really prepared and confident instead of feeling super overwhelmed, then hit that subscribe button. No fluff, no nonsense, just powerful but practical tools to help you have the best birth possible. So let's get into it. So the first thing that you need to be practicing every single day is your breath work. This is one of the most powerful tools that you can practice and use for your labour and birth. Now, generally speaking, on a day-to-day basis, we don't take notice of our breath at all. And it can go from your calm, natural state of breathing to rapid, anxious breathing. We can go in and out of that many times a day without even noticing. So now is the time to really take notice of your breath and actually take control of it. And if we can practice taking control of our breath, we are teaching our body how to respond to stress and how to self-regulate and turn that stress response off. If you are already familiar with hypnobirthing or you've watched some of my previous videos, you'll understand why turning that stress response down during labour and birth is so important. So if you want to find out those reasons, please do go check out my other hypnobirthing videos that explain this in more detail. And I do actually have a whole video by itself with the breathing techniques so that you can watch and learn these. In the video I've posted with the breathing techniques, there are 2 main breathing techniques that are really important. So you've got one that does turn down the stress response and keeps you calm in between your contractions, because there are many things that can arise during labour that can make you feel stressed or a bit panicky, or, you know, if you're going from home setting to hospital setting and you suddenly have adrenaline pumping around your body. Using this calm breath to tell your body that everything is okay and to turn down that stress response and turn down your adrenaline is absolutely key. The other breathing technique that I teach is a breathing technique to use during your contractions, or what we refer to as surges and waves. Breathing is crucial during a contraction for many different reasons, but first of all, we cannot control contractions. Our uterus is a muscle that we have absolutely no control of, but what do we have control of? Our breath. So whilst our body is doing its thing and we don't want to interfere with that, we have our breath that we can focus on, that we can slow down and take control of. So it's important to ensure that the breath that you use for contractions is very slow, deep, even, and controlled. So you want your in-breath to match your exhale. So whatever your capacity is for that, you might be able to breathe in for a count of 5 or 6, but just make sure that your out breath matches that. We want to stay in control during a contraction. Breathing is a really good way to stay calm, but it also keeps you focused on something else rather than focusing on a contraction and perhaps the discomfort that it brings. We also are ensuring during a contraction that we are sending plenty of oxygen down to the uterus, our birthing muscle, and down to our baby. As I said, I've got a whole video on these 2 breathing techniques. So if you want to learn them and get more information on these, please do go check out that video, and I will be sure to link it below as well so that you can just click through and watch those breathing techniques in more detail. But practice these breathing techniques daily. You can use them as soon as you wake up, or you might want to practice using them in stressful moments, things like traffic or queues, or perhaps you have other children at home. I know how overwhelming that can be. So having a breathing technique that you can use and practice, so by the time you come to labour and birth, it's just second nature to you, and you can automatically switch to that nice, slow, controlled breathing. Number 2 is daily affirmations to help rewire your brain to feel more confident about birth. What we repeatedly tell ourselves shapes our mindset. Now, again, I have an entire video on positive affirmations, the science behind them, how they work, and why we should use them during pregnancy, labour and birth. So I will also link that video below as well, so you can go and watch that and get a deeper understanding of how to use them. I do also have a positive affirmations video that you can listen to daily. Listening to affirmations daily will help you to replace any fear that you have with more trust and confidence in your body and your ability to birth your baby. So listen to positive affirmations daily all through your pregnancy, particularly from 30 weeks pregnancy, to have a positive effect on you. And you can also play them during your labour and birth as well. And if there are any that particularly resonate with you, then make sure you write them down on post-it notes, stick them up around your house where you can regularly see them. Number 3 is visualization, rehearsing your birth in your mind. Athletes use visualization to prepare for big sporting events, and birth really should be treated no differently. Your brain cannot tell the difference between real and imagined experiences. So the more you rehearse your calm, positive birth in your mind, the more instinctive it becomes. It's another really useful one as well for helping to turn down that stress response. And that is a big reason why athletes use visualization. If they can rehearse a sporting event over and over in their minds, when it comes to that actual event, it will feel familiar and the brain will feel like they have done that particular experience before, and therefore there is no reason to be fearful or stressful or panic. It will make the event feel normal, like it's already happened, and your body will respond in a calm way. If you go back and watch some of my hypnobirthing videos that explain how hypnobirthing works and the tools that we use, I do go into a lot more detail about visualization, again, the science behind it and how effective it is for labour and birth. If you then pair relaxation and visualization with the breathing techniques that you've learned, this will have an even more powerful effect together. Number 4 is movement and pelvic space awareness. Your baby's position really matters, and daily movement encourages your baby to get into an optimal position for labour and birth. You want to focus on things like pelvic tilts, perhaps on a birthing ball, walking, gentle stretching. Things like yoga are really effective, as well, of course, as doing your pelvic floor exercises. But being really aware that you are lengthening your pelvic floor as well as strengthening it. If you're not doing gentle exercise, if you're not creating space in your pelvis, if you're not doing those stretches and pelvic tilts, and you have a really short pelvic floor, but then you're tensing it and making it strong, you're going to end up with a really short but strong, tense pelvic floor, which is going to make it really hard for the baby to pass through. Things like slouching on the sofa for the duration of pregnancy, sitting in office chairs or deep car seats, all those types of sitting throughout pregnancy are going to encourage your tailbone to move closer towards your pubic bone, again, creating a smaller space for the baby to pass through. So we need to be more mindful and think about opening up the pelvis, think constantly about creating space and giving baby the best opportunity to get into an optimal position for birth. Baby's position can have a huge effect on how your labour and birth progresses. And number 5 is using brains for decision making. Again, I will link below another of my videos because I have a whole video about making informed choices and using the acronym BRAINS to help you ask the right questions and make really important decisions during your pregnancy, labour and birth. Labour sometimes involves making some really important decisions on the spot, and sometimes that can feel really overwhelming and we don't know what to ask and we don't know how to make a decision. So going through BRAINS, asking what the benefits and the risks are of things that are being suggested will help you to get to a place of making a decision with a really clear mind. It will also help you to feel really in control and like the decision was your own and not somebody else making the decision for you. So I would practice using this every single day, even for really small decisions that you have to make. Get into the practice of asking questions and making quick but informed decisions. You can also use it during your pregnancy when things come up in appointments. I know that sometimes midwives can say things that are a little confusing or make suggestions or say things that you're like, oh, I don't know what that means. So starting to practice using brains all the way through pregnancy will make sure that you feel really confident using it in birth when you really need to. So there you have it, 5 essential hypnobirthing techniques that you should practice every single day during your pregnancy from about 30 weeks minimum. If you'd like some more in-depth information on any of the tools I've talked about today, then do just head over to my channel. I've got lots of videos there where I go into a lot more detail about hypnobirthing tools and techniques. If there are any videos you can't find or you would like me to explain in more detail to you one-to-one, then please do just comment below the video and I will get back to you. I have also created a daily preparation schedule, which has a list of ideas of all the things that you should be doing every day to prepare for labour and birth. So if you would like my preparation schedule, it's completely free. Just email me on floralilybirthschool@gmail.com and I will send that to you. If you found this video useful, please do give it a thumbs up. I'm trying to help as many parents as I possibly can to have a positive experience of birth. And again, make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss any of my future content. And I hope to see you on my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.